The topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good morning, San Antonio. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show, where we bring you, for the last 17 years, the finest experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Hey, we have got two great shows for you today. Our first show is going to be on Medicare. There are so many new things going on with Medicare, and we are so lucky to have one of the greatest agents in the San Antonio area. And I got to say, before I introduce you to Susan Shimp, I just want to tell people that it is so important that you have an agent. It doesn't cost you anything. You can have an agent that's, especially with Susan, who's got so many companies that she works with, that you're going to get multiple plans to choose from, versus if you just call a company direct, you're only going to get their plan. And I got to tell you, I'm not too thrilled with the people the agents that work directly for the company, because I've actually called and got 3 different quotes from 3 different people from the same company. So this show is so important that you, if you're getting ready to go into Medicare, if you are already signed up for Medicare, that you have a good agent representing you. Let's welcome, from the Signature Senior Advisors with Medicare Gals, Susan Shimp.
Good morning. How is everybody today?
Good morning, Susan. I got to emphasize, this is an educational show. We're not doing a sales pitch on anybody, but I just want people to understand how important it is that they have a good agent representing them. Tell people, because we got all these new people now from TikTok, tell people about Signature Senior Advisors with the Medicare Gals.
Well, absolutely. And hello, TikTok land. This is great. So Signature Senior Advisors, I am very passionate about Medicare and helping people. There is so much fraud and scams out in the Medicare world that you've got to find the right person to help you and guide you and educate. That's the number one thing, is education. We pride ourselves on teaching people all the ins and outs of Medicare. And then we help guide you into the right plan, help you with your prescriptions. And because we are so well versed in Medicare, and I go nationally and I travel to make sure that I'm up on the newest stuff that's coming out, we are always on the cutting edge of everything. So we've got new programs that are coming out, and we're already telling our clients about them. And so they're in the forefront, and we want to make sure that they know what's coming up, because if you don't have a knowledgeable agent and you are just hearing from them once or twice in the years, that's not somebody who's going to be there to support you. And that's what we do at Signature Senior Advisors. We are there all the time. I just filed a grievance with a client. I helped him file a grievance with a company because of, an issue that he had. But who else is going to be in your corner for you unless you have a really good agent?
Susan, I got to tell you, I got to compliment you on something. We do the show all over the United States, a lot of different topics. I got to tell you that you're so busy with your own work, but there are so many agents, I would say as high as maybe 90% of the agents out there just wait for the phone to ring. I have never seen anybody who puts so much extra time and effort like you do. You were in Washington D.C. I think you went to Vegas. You have your own TikTok show. You're always doing the extra for your clients and to educate people. I got to tell you, I am so impressed with you.
Well, thank you. And I mean, that's the key is education. If I'm not educated, I can't educate you as my client. And, that's the biggest thing is, I pride myself upon that and education and customer service.
So I thought about you the other day. The president came out. This is not a political show. We're here to educate you about so many different areas of Medicare and Medicare Advantage. But the president came out and just made an announcement starting July 1st that if you're on Medicare, these new GLP, I call them the skinny injection, at a low cost to people who are on Medicare. And the other part is that they've tried to give it to people who are diabetics. A lot of times it doesn't pass when you tell them you want to use it for weight loss, but now they can do that. Did you hear that?
Yes, it's an amazing program. I have had clients in the past, not be diagnosed with diabetes or cardiovascular or sleep apnea, and they want the medication because it's proven to, shed weight. And unfortunately, they couldn't get on it because they didn't have a diagnosis. Well, now it's called the GLP-1 Bridge Program. It starts July 1st. It is a temporary program now. So it's only from July 1st. Yeah, July 1st through December 31st of 2027. Okay. So it's a temporary program. So about a year and a half. So what they're doing is they're trying. Yeah, so they're trying things out. They're not running it through the prescription drug part of the insurance carriers. So they're doing it as like a discount for people on Medicare. So it's going to be $50 a month. So that's the Wegovy, the Zepbounds, the Manjaros, all the weight loss medication that you don't have a particular diagnosis for, like a chronic condition. So just for obesity and weight loss, they're allowing that. So they're temporarily rolling it out, one, to see how it works, two, to see if it is becoming a popular program. Then they will have to see how they can intertwine that into the Medicare prescription drug formularies and the plans itself, because it's expensive. It's not cheap. And with these medications, if they are going on the drug formulary for the insurance plans, that's going to cost the insurance plans a lot of money. So they're trying to make sure it works and it's going to be successful.
Yeah, because I've heard that anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200 a month.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, if it works and everyone is getting on it and it's successful for the patients and they're losing weight and they're having less medical issues because they've lost the weight, then it's a win-win for the insurance company too, because then they're not going in to the doctor's offices for medical conditions anymore, right? They've reduced their illnesses and they're just an overall healthier person.
So we're almost at enrollment time again. It seems like it was just over. It's right around the corner again.
It is. And it's in June, next month, we start our certifications for 2027. So that means all the agents across the country have to get recertified. They learn all the new nuances for 2027. We start to kind of get snippets of what's coming out for plans. So it's already upon us, and the insurance companies technically right now are still in bids with Medicare. So that means they are still trying to finalize their plans and make sure that everything is still, covered by the plans for next year. So they're still in the bidding wars right now with Medicare. So that usually finalizes about June, end of June. But yeah, annual enrollment is going to be big this year, guys. Everyone is going you must review your plan. There's going to be a lot of changes. And some plans are going to terminate. So wherever you are, in smaller counties, that is probably a likely scenario that plans will terminate.
Wow. Susan, we've talked about this on the show before. An older demographic, which is who you deal with, a lot of times they get so much junk mail and they end up just tossing everything, even including maybe the plan that they're with. They get so much and they toss it out, and all of a sudden their plan is not available in their county or their state, and they don't know it because they toss the mail. That's why it is so important to have an agent like yourself, because people think, these insurance companies are making so much money. They're not going to pull out of the market, but they do, don't they?
Oh yeah, big name ones too. It's not the smaller little name ones. It's the bigger name insurance carriers. And that's what we do at Signature Senior Advisors. We know what plans are terminating. So we know ahead of time. So we contact you. So we are in the forefront letting you know, hey, you might not have seen the letter, but we're going to tell you that your plan is terminating, or the plan's not as good as it was this year. So we're reaching out to you so that we do review your plan. Make sure that you are covered, one, and then two, have the right plan going forward in 2027.
So I guess the great part about TikTok is we get these live questions and we see all the people who are writing. I love this. And gosh, everybody, I've got so many questions here on the same topic. I'm getting ready to turn 65. When should I start contacting you? At what age or what month before my birthday?
So good question. Your initial enrollment period is 3 months before you turn 65. So say, for example, your birthday is August 15th, right? 3 months before would be July, June, May, this month. So 3 months before you want to contact me, we can start setting up your Medicare if you're not already enrolled. Then we can just kind of sit down and go over all your options. Now that's if you're not working, okay? So if you are still working, there's a different path that you can go. But usually 3 months before you turn 65 is when you kind of want to start, gearing up and figuring out what you want to do. Ideally, if you can do 6 months ahead of time just to start getting the process rolling, but 3 months is the kind of ultimate key.
So I was talking about all the things that you do, extra things that you do. Tell me a little bit more about the Medicare seminars you do.
Yeah, so we just did one yesterday. I usually do 4 a month locally in the New Braunfels, San Antonio area. And it's just getting local people together who are turning 65, who need guidance, need education. I teach them all about the ins and outs of Medicare, all the letters of the alphabet of Medicare, because it's literally A to Z. Prescription drug plans, how the plans work, because they work differently. You've got Medicare Advantage and you've got Medicare Supplement. So there's really only 2 ways to get additional help with your Medicare, and those are the 2: Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement. How those paths work. So we really dive deep into educating you, and then it's a really I like mine because I'm real fun and informal, and it's not stiff, and we laugh and joke around and all that stuff, and people leave, they're like, wow, that wasn't like a stiff presentation, because I make it fun, because Medicare is not fun.
No, anything about the government is not, and there is so much going on. Things are changing sometimes daily. Um, your trip that you took to Washington, D.C., what was the biggest thing that you felt like you got out of that trip?
Well, actually, the biggest thing that I found was learning how the legislative system actually works.
Mm,
Um, there's so many people that can go lobby to the legislators. We did not particularly get to talk to the legislators, but we got to talk to their staff, who usually is the ones that are they are the ones that are in the forefront with the legislators, and they kind of tell them what's going on. But just to see how that all works and how anyone you're a constituent, if you want to go and talk to somebody locally, like a legislator, or you can go to nationally to the state capitol. I mean, not state capitol, national capitol. You can talk to them, which I had no idea. Obviously you have to make an appointment, but that is very fascinating to me, and how just one voice can make a huge difference.
So, Susan, a lot of people are also asking, I don't understand the difference between Medicare and Medicare Advantage. Can you explain that?
And very quickly, because it is a little bit more long depth, but so Medicare is the federal government, right? It's the red, white, and blue. It's what you get when you turn 65. It's an 80-20 plan. Medicare pays 80%. You're responsible for 20%. There's a lot of exposure on Medicare. You've got deductibles and no maximum out of pocket. Okay. If you decide to help supplement that and get extra coverage, to not break the bank because Medicare has no maximum out of pocket, you want to look at options of a supplement or Medicare Advantage. Medicare Advantage is through a private insurance company where Medicare is paying the insurance company to take care of your Medicare claims. So you're not paying the 20%. You're not paying the high deductibles. You're just paying small copays as you use the plan. And usually you get additional benefits that Medicare does not give you. Medicare does not give you dental, but you get that in Medicare Advantage. Medicare does not give you vision, like eyeglasses. That is in Medicare Advantage. Also, hearing aid coverage. You get fitness benefits and you get over-the-counter benefits. So the difference is high exposure on Medicare and less exposure on a Medicare Advantage plan because it helps stop the cost.
Is there one that you like better than the other? But I guess not, because everybody's different.
That's right. Yeah. And everyone's like, what's the best plan? I'm like, there is no best plan. It's best for you because whatever your doctors are, whatever your prescriptions are, whatever your health is, your finances, they are all different. So that's where we cater it to you, because what you may find is the best for you may not be best for your spouse or best for your neighbor. So it's all, it's not one size fits all.
And just kind of tell people, we got a few minutes left. Tell people if they don't get signed up, there's penalties involved.
Yes. So there's a lot of enrollment windows. And if you miss those enrollment windows, you can delay your Medicare, which if you delay your Medicare, that's in a penalty. And then, you could end up not having coverage, and therefore then you're out of pocket. So you've got initial enrollment windows, which is when you first turn 65. That's a 7-month window. You have special enrollment windows that if you lose employer coverage or say you retired, that's a enrollment window of when you can get on Medicare without penalties. So there's a lot of different windows of opportunity. So if you're unsure, just give us a call, 210-767-9876. And we would love to help you. It's just, there's a lot of information. Don't mess it up.
So do you have a website?
We do. It's www.signaturesenior.advisors.com. And we also have a physical office. We are in New Braunfels, right by Buc-ee's, so you can't miss us. And then we also do home appointments. We do virtual appointments. We do phone appointments. So whatever's best for you, convenient for you, we'll meet you.
Sounds awesome, Susan. So just to recap real quick, they can reach you where?
Phone number is 210-767-9876. My website, www.signaturesenior.advisors.com. And we're located in New Braunfels, but we'll do home appointments and phone appointments and Zoom appointments with you.
Sounds wonderful. All right, folks. Well, Susan, thank you for joining Steve today. He might be having a little bit of technical difficulties, but it's okay. We got your details, and hopefully everybody will contact you. You have a wonderful evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be back soon.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.